Hello there. Welcome to Sean Academy. Today in this video we're going to learn how to start a ministry business. My name is Sarah and I will be your instructor in this video. Now, before we start a ministry business, let's take a closer look at what goes into starting one and how we can make yours profitable. Creating a ministry and seeing it bless your community can be extremely fulfilling. Perhaps you represent an existing organization that wants to start a new venture, or perhaps you are an individual considering starting a ministry from scratch. In either case, getting started can be difficult. Here are some guidelines to help you get started. Step 1. Go over the fundamentals. Every ministry begins with an idea and a group of people who are dedicated to seeing it through. The first step is to fine-tune your venture's concept. Then, make a plan and draft the founding documents for your organization. Here are some things to think about as you and your team prepare to serve the community. First, fine-tune your concept. The U.S. Small Business Administration suggests determining who your organization's goals are, developing a schedule of reasonable goals, and ensuring you have the resources you need to succeed. Second, organize yourself. Choose a legal structure for your company. Consider that you may need to apply for 501(c)(3) status soon for financial and tax reasons. Your ministry must be a trust, corporation, or association to be eligible for this status. See the Establish Your Ministry section of this article for more information on how to obtain 501(c)(3) status. Consider all of the costs associated with establishing your organization and ensure that you have adequate funding. Set aside enough money for at least 3 months of operations as a safety net in case of financial difficulties. Here are some costs to consider before starting your ministry. 1. Consultant and application fees. 2. Purchasing or renting a facility. 3. Furniture, tools, and supplies. 4. Utilities and upkeep. 3rd, draft the founding documents for your ministry. Create a mission statement and bylaws to communicate the purpose and structure of your ministry. A mission statement should communicate the core values of your organization. Include charitable and biblical references in your statement. This will help you later with your 501(c)(3) application. Bylaws serve as a framework for defining the structure and decision-making processes of your ministry. You could be held legally liable for failing to follow your bylaws, so define them clearly and consistently. Before implementing any foundational documents, have them reviewed and approved by a locally licensed attorney. 4th, establish a board of directors. Remember that your organization can benefit from the leadership of experts in fields related to board activities, as you recruit a board of directors. Seek the assistance of people who believe in your ministry and have professional backgrounds in finance, law, construction, and business. Your board of directors should approve bylaws, a budget, and a timeline for achieving measurable goals at its first meeting. This meeting's founding documents and minutes should be kept indefinitely for your reference, and in case they are ever needed in court. Step 2. Form your ministry. Once you and your board of directors have developed a strategy, it is time to formally register your ministry with your state. This may appear intimidating at first, but you can help make the process go more smoothly by submitting complete and accurate information. Here are some pointers. First and foremost, register and incorporate your ministry. Many ministries choose to be organized as corporations. By forming your ministry as a corporation, you can 1. Assist you in refining the purpose, procedures, and vision of your venture. 2. Make your ministry eligible for grants and discounted mailing rates. 3. Allow your board of directors the option of shielding those involved in your ministry from being held individually liable in the event of an accident. To begin the incorporation process, you must 1. Submit the legal name and articles of incorporation of your organization to your Secretary of State. The name of your ministry identifies it and what it stands for. 2. Check a nonprofit search engine to see if your name is already in use. Alternatively, your Secretary of State can conduct the search for a small fee. 3. Research your state's requirements for what your articles of incorporation must include. Once completed, submit the document to your Secretary of State along with any applicable fees. A ministry typically submits its articles of incorporation documents to its state's Secretary of State to formally request corporate status. You must obtain an Employer Identification Number, EIN. After your Secretary of State accepts your articles of incorporation, you must apply to the IRS for an Employer Identification Number, EIN. With an EIN, your ministry can open a post office box and file tax forms. An EIN can be obtained online, by fax, by mail, or by phone. The next step is to look into tax-exempt status. Fill out one of the 3 instructions below based on the scenario that best describes your ministry. A. If you are establishing a church, the IRS and your state government may already recognize it as tax-exempt, though paperwork filing may be required in some cases. Check with a locally licensed attorney to determine the applicable requirements. If your attorney confirms that your church is tax-exempt according to the IRS and your state, proceed to the Grow Your Team section. B. If your business is a branch of an existing ministry, you may already have 501(c)(3) status. Check with your attorney to ensure this is the case. If this is the case, proceed to the Grow Your Team section. If not, proceed to the section below titled File for Tax-Exempt Status. C. If you're starting a new ministry that isn't a church, you'll need to apply for tax-exempt status. Follow the instructions here. Apply for tax exemption. Your 501(c)(3) application should include a dozen parts, including IRS Form 1023, your certificate of formation, bylaws, EIN, all necessary fees, a proposed budget for the next 2 years, and a summary of how your ministry benefits the community. With 501(c)(3) status, your organization's ministry-related income will be exempt from federal taxes. Tax-deductible contributions to 501(c)(3) organizations. This status may also entitle you to lower state, local, and employment taxes, as well as lower postal rates. After receiving an EIN, your ministry will be able to open a bank account. However, it may be best to wait until you have 501(c)(3) status, as tax-exempt bank accounts have lower fees and other advantages. If your organization already has a bank account, request that it be converted to a tax-exempt account once you have received 501(c)(3) status. After your organization has received federal tax exemption, work with a locally licensed attorney to apply for state tax exemption. If you found this video useful, please show your appreciation by clicking the like button. Also, let us know in the comments if you'd like us to make a long, comprehensive follow-up video to learn more about how to start a ministry business. Also, don't forget to click the subscribe button to see more videos from Sean Academy, an extension for education.